Boom, doo, doo, boom, doo, doo.
All right, cool. We're good, man.
All right.
Jake, me boy, what's up? How are you?
Hey man, I'm doing all right. I'm not exhausted per se, but I got a couple things going on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you
Um
working or?
I am working right now. Summer job. Um I'm working for ID Tech summer camps, online summer camps, at least for this year. And yeah, I'm teaching some kids how to be YouTube streamers this week. So,
Are you serious?
yep.
When can I audit this?
Audit it.
Yeah, that's when you take a class without like paying for it and you just sit in.
Oh right, yeah. Just sit in. Yeah, I can add you to the Zoom calls
Oh,
that
it's
we've been doing.
remote. I
Yeah.
yeah,
It's all online.
interesting.
I mean, it's because I taught at the camp last summer, right?
Right.
In person, and like it's a lot less stressful because I have to care about a lot less. But also like if there's a technical issue, like there's literally a side system where we have to like do these like support tickets. And I did my first one today because like if you're gonna try to help a kid like with like a driver issue, that's the whole class. Like that literally happened today.
Oh
Um,
man.
is like I had to call this guy in to help this kid get like his driver's fixed because then Adobe just wouldn't. He couldn't render his video. He couldn't like export his video from Premiere.
Dang.
So that's what he spent the whole class doing today while we practice streaming today in Fortnite, and of course, because they're they're kids. So and
Wait,
then
are you
we
being for real? Did you guys stream?
I didn't stream, but we practice streamed in Zoom. So we like I at least that was what we're supposed to do. It was kind of just I watched them play Fortnite. Really,
Oh,
is
is
what
it?
happened.
Oh, okay. So is this like you're teaching them the software and like how
I'm
they're
teaching. Yeah, I'm teaching them like everything. Like Monday was intro and like here's what YouTube's about. Like even though a lot of them know this stuff already, but like it's what like the content of the class is, so it's what I just kind of loosely teach it. And then Tuesday was I taught them everything about Premiere. Wednesday was I taught them how like to make channel art with Photoshop, like logo and stuff. And then Wednesday we or yeah, that was on Photoshop. And then today we practiced streaming, and I gave them their final video project.
okay. I was confused because this is a completely different class than what you taught last summer.
It is. Last summer, I taught how to make games in Unity for the Oculus Go and also an Unreal class. And next week, I am teaching 3 sessions a day of Unity.
Damn.
So that's going to be a ramp up for sure because this has been a breeze so far.
Wow.
Um, but yeah, that's going to suck a bit.
Yeah, 3 a day, man. You must be making bank though.
It's okay. I don't actually. I this sounds dumb, but I don't actually know how much I'm making an hour because I talk. Connor is also doing it again with me, and he's actually just doing private lessons. So
Whoa.
he's getting paid 18 an hour. I thought I was getting paid 18 an hour too, but now I'm not so sure. If I am getting paid an 18 an hour, then yes, I am making bank. But otherwise, it's like okay-ish.
Dang. Do they have full time positions or is this always just like a summer thing?
They do kind of have full-time positions if you're doing the private lessons anyway.
Oh,
Those
okay.
I think are like all year round, and then the actual camps with multiple kids are only during the summer.
I see. Man,
But yeah, I'm doing that while I apply for game studio jobs in Chicago and Austin, which I need to get on.
those seem like the two biggest places right now.
Yeah,
Chicago and Austin. Chicago's got a lot of sketchy stuff though. I feel like.
In terms of Chicago is just sketchier as in terms of the jobs in the game industry is
I feel
sketchy.
like the like Austin has some pretty big names. You can usually track like
They do.
what track their projects and like what they've actually made. But I feel like
Yeah.
Chicago it's a little less easy. Like some of their portfolios are a little weird or just non-existent. They're like a startup or
Just
something.
hidden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I totally believe that. Like, yeah, that makes sense because there does seem to be smaller studios in Chicago, and I'm sure there is too in Austin. But yeah, it does seem like since the bigger presence in Austin does for kind of generate more outward showing portfolios and such.
If you could choose one place to go though, like where would you want to go?
Uh I mean, I've always said I would my dream place to work is Supergiant Games. I feel like at least for a while.
Right. Where are they at?
Um, but they're in LA, so and I would if I got a job at Supergiant, I would move to LA. But I don't have a job at Supergiant, so
Right. Yeah, that's how I feel. I wouldn't. I don't think I'd like to live in LA, but there are companies there that I would like to work at. And if they
exactly.
offered me, I'd probably move up there.
Yep. Yeah. How about you? How's your internship going?
Oh, the internship's been going pretty well. It's like we actually ran a lot of the issues that you're kind of talking about, at least in the first week, like just getting
Yeah.
stuff set up because we use Splashtop, which is literally
Okay.
software that like lets you control a computer from another computer,
Oh, okay, okay.
like stream
You're
to
like
desk.
your remote desktop
Yeah.
topping in basically for work every day.
Yep.
Okay.
Because those computers are beasts.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that, but I might bleep it out. You know what I'm saying? Keep the NDA
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, you gotta. I'm sure you can't talk about much.
Yeah, not really, but
Yeah, but that's cool that you're doing that, man. I'm glad it's going well. I had a sort of feeling like after 2 days when that I guess I feel like you guys got started and we are trying to kind of do the game jam. I'm like they're gonna get like swamped initially. I feel like, and then the like that's I feel like you guys have a busy start?
oh yeah, we were pretty busy. But
Yeah.
also, like, if I have to be honest about the game jam stuff, I was just kind of lazy near the end there. Like, I
It's
always want these projects to pan out, man, but so much stuff just gets in the way, and it's always
I
like the lowest
know.
priority.
I know. I was like, ah, shit. And then I was like trying to like, I'm like, if I get this inventory done thing in like a decent amount of time, we'll be able to like quickly make some like janky
Right.
things. But I'm like, yeah, it's just not worth it. Like, cause I do want to try to revisit that idea at some point because I did like it a lot.
Yeah, it was
Um,
pretty neat.
yeah, but I shifted heavily towards I've been working with Ben to finally polish Hot Wings up and put it on
I
mobile.
heard about this. Yeah, he talked about it. He talked about it on his episode. But
Okay, okay,
yeah,
cool.
that's super awesome, man. You guys are publishing. What platforms are you guys looking at?
Just iPhone and Android right now.
Mobile, nice.
Yeah,
Is there a trailer out for Hot Wings currently anywhere?
there's an old trailer on I think it's on either my channel or Matt and Alliance or Ben's or something. That was from when we were at Hollywood and we came we like at the end of the Hollywood semester we made the trailer to show off. Uh, but there's obviously things have changed since then. Not like a ton of things, but it's definitely been cleaned up quite a bit in terms of the UI. So
Ooh,
we might make a new trailer for like releasing on the store possibly, or maybe like basically the same trailer but updated shots.
nice. Um, So, actually, you should start a little farther back. Like, what is Hot Wings?
So Hot Wings is a game about a mutant chicken on a farm, and there's aliens descending from above, and it's her job to defend this farm from the incoming aliens by eating these peppers that are also, I guess, mutated. And they give her special powers to defeat the aliens by breathing certain things out of her mouth, like fire and water and electricity and many more.
Yeah, man. It sounds like the most Ben project to ever
Yeah.
exist. Just aliens and
Yeah.
chicken wings.
No,
All-
yeah, it's yeah. Well, yeah, he says it was slightly inspired by Hot Ones because that's what he was like listening to when he like thought of the idea.
Nice. All it needs is like
And
some psychedelic like mind trip, and it's like the Ben Triforce.
yep. Yeah, and it's like there's at this point it like some parts of it hurt to go back and edit and work on, especially because he's like, oh, I could have done this better, or why does this thing work like this at all. But we're just trying to, but we're not going to be ending up changing too much about the actual gameplay because at this point it's been a year like since it was really finished, and it's time to just release the dang thing. And if people really love it, we might, and it's like continually download somehow, we might add more stuff to it, but and fix some things about it. But otherwise, we're just getting it ready for phones.
Yeah, man, gets those downloads. Do that Xbox port. Do that freaking Xbox Series X port.
Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5 port. Oh, speaking of which, I just watched the PlayStation 5 like equivalent of E3.
Yeah,
They just showed off the console.
I have yet to see that. What are your thoughts?
It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
I and the all the games they showed off, like there was barely any that weren't like that didn't look fun in some way. It was a pretty fucking good conference.
How's the hardware look from
The
your eye?
the aesthetic, I love it.
I'm like, do they? I don't really keep track of this stuff with the new consoles. Have they revealed like what kind of horsepower this thing has?
Oh yeah, okay. So the tech specs were like the first thing that both consoles revealed, and it's like the main like buzzword is teraflops right now.
I remember that that was so long ago when they said
Yeah,
the teraflops.
The last gen, I guess current gen still. Yeah, they were talking about that when they released the consoles, and more specifically when they made the pro versions, they were talking about those teraflops a lot.
Right.
It teraflops. I mean, I'm sure it means a little bit, but to me, I don't really quite understand it. Because like I look at PCs and I go, how many gigahertz does the CPU run, and how many cores does it have?
Right.
And I shoot at this point, I'm like forgetting which parts of which were better. It was something like the one of the main takeaways is apparently the way that the PS5's SSD works, or at least is architecturally like hardware setup, is actually apparently very innovative and has the opportunity to load game assets like with its particular controller in very inventive and new and fast and like ways that are going to be very like beneficial to game developers who want to get really close to the hardware.
Oh.
Whereas the Xbox One X, Series X, I think, is like slightly more powerful, but it doesn't allow. It's a PC. It doesn't allow that like low level hardware type like stuff you get with the PlayStation 5, but also you also have to counter that like with like how many developers are going to get that low level. So
Right.
it's like they're pretty equal in my mind right now in terms
Okay.
of their hardware. Um but yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I never really looked into those. I've watched the IGN Summer of Games thing a little bit. I don't know if you've seen that. They
Is that is that the one that came out today, or is that a different thing?
I think it came out yesterday. It was just IGN showing off a bunch of like new upcoming games. Like there's some
Okay,
gameplay
okay.
demos and cinematics and stuff.
Gotcha.
Um,
No, yeah. That was yeah, I some of the big things like that from the PlayStation thing, like there's this really the next Ratchet and Clank game looks really cool.
they unveiled that.
They did.
Oh
They also
man.
they unveiled some fucking crazy shit there. They also unveiled the next Spider-Man game already that's
Oh wow.
apparently coming out this fall.
Oh wow.
And it's starring Miles Morales this time.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, it looked really cool. I can't believe that's coming out this holiday. I should say not fall, but holiday. But like that's what they said, and I still am like somewhat suspicious about the consoles releasing this holiday as well. But they're still saying they're doing that as too. So.
Right. Yeah. That that is interesting. We'll see if that actually plays out because
Yeah,
everything going on.
yeah.
Are you gonna hop in on this next gen?
I feel like I am going to at some point, or maybe even at the beginning, depending where my depending on what my financial stability is at the
Right.
time.
Yeah. That's how it always goes.
Yeah, I feel like I should have gotten like well, not at the beginning of the generation because I did have some fun with friends kind of initially on the Xbox One, but like halfway through, like I should have gotten a PlayStation 4. And like I'm like kind of leaning on the PlayStation 5. I still towards it right now. I still need to see Xbox's like first party event that's supposed to happen at the beginning of July.
Ooh.
But I'm like might be especially because like the main fact is Halo Infinite is launching on the PC up supposedly at the same time it is going to be launching on the Xbox Series X. So I have no reason to choose, one over the other, like outright. So I'm kind of leaning towards jumping onto the PlayStation 5 this generation.
Huh. Did you hear? I think I heard that they're gonna make every person who makes a game for the new Xbox like it has to run on the Xbox One as well.
I kind of heard that, like at least I like at least the Xbox One S, I'd believe. I think that is kind of like what they're making them do.
Oh,
I
the
mean,
One S.
we've already ran into problems with running games on our original ones. I feel like.
Dude, oh man, don't you get me started. Like I can't believe how quickly I got done with console gaming. And it makes sense because it's just the end of the generation. But trying to play something like Red Dead Redemption 2 on an Xbox
Oh
One
yeah,
just
nope.
can't handle it. And I really hope if they're gonna come out with these next gen consoles, I hope there's like another round of like here are just ports of games because in this
Yeah,
case like I just need something. It's like I think GTA 5 did that. Like GTA 5 was on, you could play it on 360 and PS3, but then, if you move to the next gen, there were like better performing versions of those that you could also get.
that's true. I mean, yeah, it was like you had to buy it as a different game. It was, yeah, and I did. I bought it as a different game. But
Yeah,
I guess this generation, yeah, they're kind of PlayStation. Sony hasn't completely clarified how that's working yet. But yeah, like with Microsoft, they're like, yes, like the last generation is not the Xbox One is not over for them when they release the Series X, like in their heads and they're like in what they're presenting like. And if you have an Xbox One X right now, like upgrading to the Series X isn't like a big sell.
Huh. It's not that
And
much more powerful.
I don't think so. Like it's more powerful, like, but I feel like it makes a lot more sense for people like us who have had a giant big boy launch Xbox One from the beginning and are like have, you know, in 2013 when we got it, and it's 2020 now, and some if they're looking, they're like, I feel like they're trying to sell to people like that and people who have an Xbox Series or an Xbox One S.
Wait, did you say 2013?
Yeah, that's when the Xbox One came out, right?
Wow,
Yeah, I
that's
know,
pretty
right?
crazy.
Yeah.
I remember playing Titanfall on that bad boy when that came
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
and I don't even think it was 1080p.
No, that was the whole thing, is like the games were only running at 900p.
Oh, but I personally like when performance is prioritized, but
Yeah.
I know a good majority of the industry prefers it the other way, which is why, we get like this Unreal uh demo showcase of
Imported directly from ZBrush.
it sounds pretty amazing, right?
It sounds it still sounds too good to be true to me,
It
but
sounds
I am excited. Like, I'm like, let's fucking go.
do you know Nathan Cover?
Is that, or was he on your guys' capstone team?
He was not. He's a lower level classman, but he's really good at art. And he's actually
Okay.
the art intern at
Oh
Volition
yeah,
this
you
summer.
told me about
He's a
that.
very
Yeah.
good technical artist. And I was talking about that, and I'm like, oh man, it's so cool. And he was like, actually, it's not. He's like, yeah, you can import it directly from ZBrush. Why the fuck would you ever want to do that? Like, you still have to texture it and everything. And I was like, yeah, it's cool.
I mean, it's cool. It's running.
I'm not gonna step into the art game with
I
that
mean,
kid.
I think it's like, yeah, it's a huge pipeline disruption, because like you don't texture, like people don't usually texture things in ZBrush, even though you can. That's not something that I think a lot of people do, but I don't know if that would like become the new thing if that happened. I don't know. I have no, because you can also do UVs in ZBrush too somehow.
Right.
But like, once again, we haven't been trained on how that works, so I don't even know like how much easier or more complicated that would be.
Yeah, I'm wondering if like with the whole texturing process, if you just have to do do all that retopologize stuff anyway, so it's easier to unwrap. Can't imagine.
Right, because like that's the thing that I thought of immediately, was like, okay, like, but you still got to unwrap it. So like, how is there a way to do that in ZBrush that's like a cheat thing, like where it just automatically knows? Like, does it even like, I don't know.
Dude, an auto unwrap seems like a nightmare in ZBrush.
I mean, yeah, it does.
It seems like it just does that by itself. It's oh god. Maya's already a little sketchy when it's like, here you go. And it's like,
Yeah, and
well,
you're like,
guess I have
ooh,
to do this.
not what that's supposed to look
Guess
like.
the singularity is far from approaching. They don't know how to unwrap yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. This kind of language that we picked up while we were in school. Because I feel like anyone who doesn't know, I feel like a lot of people would tune out in the last like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't sure exactly what you're looking for in the podcast.
Oh
if
no,
you're
I'm just mentioning it. I really don't care about
okay.
like what we talk about. It could be literally anything. I just think it's
Gotcha.
interesting that it's like we're almost like speaking a new language.
I know, right?
It's like when you talk about programming, and you could just like, it's like programming's like weird encrypted data. Like you can't like, if you give it to the layman person and they see all these symbols and stuff and they go, I don't fucking. But if you look at it, you're like, okay, if this collides with this,
right,
then based on this number, this is gonna happen. It's like you're learning a new.
It's the syntax. Yeah, it is like the language. Like, that is the first hurdle, and then the second hurdle is actually like doing math, but that's
Oh,
the
no.
first.
Not math. Uh,
that's that's the limitations I'm reaching. Well, I also need to learn more about
I
certain
feel
concepts,
like that,
certain concepts, especially in C++. Like, I need to like I need to take version 2 of CS 140 or to retake it because like toward the end there, I was like, what the fuck is
is that
a lot of this shit.
are you talking about algorithm analysis?
We didn't get tested on that. I feel like that was brought up at some point, but
Right.
um, yeah, that yeah, that stuff that's heavy stuff.
Oh yeah, it kicked my ass so hard when I took that. Um, I feel like it's a lot of what separates game programmers from just computer scientists is literally just the math.
Yep, I feel like that's the main thing. Like, and that's why I am a game programmer is because I can't I can't do the math yet, man. I'm getting better, like, but like not near enough to be a computer science major. I feel like,
Right.
or graduated as one.
There's I feel like at a certain point when they shove that much math at you, like why stop at computer science? Like I feel like you should just be an engineer at that point or something.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a lot to take on. I guess if you're um
I guess that yeah, you just reached the computer engineer level.
yeah, software engineering, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Making tools, which is like more than I can comprehend.
Yep.
Like making an operating system.
Yeah, that operating systems like oh boy. Like I that like it sounds really cool to me and then it's like no, it's actually one of the hardest things in the world. So many things you have to account for that
Oh yeah.
like and like I used to be like and I was thinking about this recently with iOS on iPhones like I like used to get really mad about the lack of features being added to iOS as it has gone on. But in all reality, it's so much like once they touch something in there, there's so many things they have to account for now compared to like iOS 1.0
Mhm.
that it's like I get it now. Like as mad as it makes me, I'm like they changed one thing and there's been a lot of my friend Sam, he does his iOS videos and like this generation or iOS 12, I guess, or 13 they're on right now has had the most like bugs out of like even though you wouldn't know it, from being a regular user, but it has had the most bugs out of like the last like out of any release maybe apparently.
Really?
Yeah, and they're like trying to like work on their like workflow and pipeline to like make things like to keep like other programmers up to date about all of the things that they need to like be watching out for when they add features or like turn stuff on and off and I haven't looked too much like that's pretty much all I know about it but I find it interesting.
Damn. Wow. That is a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, I keep meaning to ask. So, are you guys like in the process of publishing your guys' capstone game,
Oh,
Circuit Breaker?
Circuit Breaker trademarked is in pretty big reworks at the moment.
Oh, really?
We're actually it's actually kind of intense. We're meeting a lot
Holy shit!
and
Okay.
a lot of it is a lot of it's being overhauled and or just changed completely.
Wow.
Uh
Okay.
I'm excited, but also like our scope is just ridiculous. I already told Ben about this. I'm like, I don't know if any of this can like, get done. We're just kind of going with, when you're in school and you're working on a project, I mean, if you're most teams, I feel like have a point where they're like, okay, we're ambitious and we want this to be cool. We also need something that can meet a deadline in an appropriate amount of time.
Right.
So compromises have to be made, and I feel like we're just kind of throwing that out the window for this. We're just kind of like, what would be cool? What would be cool if we put it in this game? And we're going
Okay.
forward and just putting that in. So basically, our upgrade system is going to be ridiculous if we can actually pull it off. Um,
Dang. Okay. That's
uh,
all.
we're making an
Wow.
overworld, or Nathan's going to
Oh
make an
shit.
overworld,
Oh my God. Okay. That's
and
awesome.
we're going to thematically make the arenas different, so it's not just like the same tiles. There's going to be like we're really building the pillar of this. It's like a Rocky story. Like you're going to start in the middle of nowhere. You're going to start from, because it's a futuristic Fight Club thing, but you're going to start in these really trashy looking old school, like basically old boxing rings that people have abandoned from the old world, and
Right.
you're gonna do
Right.
underground fights here, and you're slowly move your way until the big league, when you're on you're on the show, you're on Circuit Breaker TV or whatever we're gonna call it, and you're in the pro leagues with the really shiny looking robots who are just money's thrown at them by sponsors, so they're uh, they're ready to throw down. Basically, we finally watched Real Steel, and we're leaning into it.
Okay. Yeah. I was thinking Real Steel. For some reason, I don't know why I was thinking of Star Trek, but I think I was thinking of the beginning part, literally for no reason, other than the fact that he's in like a farmland area. The
Wait, which?
The
Oh,
J.J. Abrams
gotcha.
reboot. Yeah, yeah. Uh, but yeah, that's dude. That sounds awesome. I'm like, I'm really hyped about that.
I mean,
I hope
we'll see how it goes, man.
right.
It's a lot.
I mean, I hope that I hope that you can fit most of, or like end up being able to do most of that. Like, are you guys just gonna keep working on it until like you think it's like done, or do you think you're gonna guys have like a somewhat like timeline, like deadline, or
We're gonna try to shoot for IndieCade. If like
okay?
theoretically, if we made it in, which I think is like October.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that time our timeline's looking pretty spicy.
Yeah.
But we met a lot, and last night, I don't know if this is legal, but we watched Netflix over Discord.
Nice. No, yeah, that's what I've been doing with Leah a lot.
Like, Jake, okay, I fell off the anime bandwagon for a while,
Same.
but have you ever heard of Baki on Netflix?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard of it.
It like I'm back in.
Okay.
This is the most. It's so ridiculous and over the top. And Ryan just randomly just like, what is this? And clicked on it, and we watched it. And it's the most ripped criminals in the world. Like, and they're all in prison. They're either being executed or they're like locked up in like, this is nuclear missile proof glass. There's no way he'll get out. And they all break out of their individual prisons and then go to Tokyo to fight in this arena to to take each other down. And the first episode is just old people, these old like criminals breaking out of different prisons, and they're so over the top and hilarious that we just like I could not stop dying of laughter. There'd always be like it'd just be like a guy who like breaks out, and they're like, there's no way he'll get out, and then it zooms out, and they're like, this prison's at the bottom of the ocean. He can't hold his breath for that long. And this dude just like, I can hold my breath for 5 minutes. What up, bitch? Like I don't want to give away all the deaths, but it is really
Right.
gory. And
Okay.
I'll leave it on this note of this one super ripped dude, and the ripped dudes in this are like 8 feet tall. They're like actually like monsters. He's like hunting this businessman down or something, and he goes into the bathroom, and it's like one of those scenes in like the bathroom scenes in like horror movies or something when it's like dimly lit. And it's like, and it's like
Yeah.
kind of creepy looking. This business guy is like, he's by the urinal, and then he's peeing, and then like you could just see in the corner of his eye there's like steam, and he wonders what the steam is, and he turns to his right, and this dude who's like 8 feet tall, and is just like veins and muscles, like 800 pounds of veins and muscles, is peeing, and he's so intense that his pee like boils, and it like when he's peeing, it like causes steam to rise up, and he just turns and looks at him, and he's like, "Hello," and then the murdering happens.
Oh my god. Wait. Okay. How do you spell this?
Baki.
This might not be what I was thinking. Okay, this is not what I thought it was. Okay, that sounds fucking awesome.
It's I can't tell.
It sounds ridiculous, and I like that. I think that's I want to watch it.
Like I said I can't tell if it's the best or worst thing I've ever seen. Like I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like I think they're trying to be legit. I think they want to like they're trying to like
Right.
reflect legit emotion out of this, which I mean can be effective. I don't know, but the thing is that they don't lean into plot too much, which I kind of like for this type of thing. It's just super ripped dudes. Like they give little bits of like origin stories and stuff, but it's mostly just like I'm gonna fucking fight you.
Okay.
There's a shot of this guy ready to throw down. It zooms into his nose,
Mhm.
and he plucks a nose hair, and then he flicks the nose hair at the dude. And fucking stabs him. All right, that's my anime talk for the day.
All right.
That is
Okay. Now that sounds pretty funny. I'm probably gonna check that out.
But now, Jake,
Yeah.
I want, we've been talking about stuff of, the creation of man, PlayStation, Xbox,
Yes.
anime.
Right.
But I think, this is the first episode, and I think it would be fitting if we unveiled our plans or our vision for the movie that you and I created.
All right. If this is the place, then you think this is the place? Let's do it.
The Moblin movie.
Yes.
I don't think we ever came up with a title.
starring
Well, we say it's Woody Harrelson,
what starring
but it's actually
no wait hold on Michael Rooker playing as Woody Harrelson
right. We should preface this.
and the kid from Ready Player One
Yeah. I think
in
it could be. I feel like it could be the kid from Ready Player One, or we could do the kid from we could have the kid from Daybreak.
oh yeah
I feel like that
Yeah.
kid could also fit the bill.
that he could as well yeah
Just a generic white kid. But
yep
so we should preface this.
yes
Jake and I, we lived in an apartment with all right, this already sounds weird. You want to explain this? I already made this sound weird.
Sure. So we were back at our like apartment, basically dorm one night, like playing. It was a Thursday night, I remember, playing Super Mario World 2 on Warren's SNES classic, and we were both like we were both tired. I feel like
Yes.
and we just kept having to play this one level over and over again. We just kept dying in the like stupidest ways. And like, oh yeah, we're playing one of the castles, I'm pretty sure. And then I don't even fucking know how. Do you know how we started talking about? Oh, I guess we started talking like making up jokes about like playing this in a wasteland or something like that.
Yeah. I think it started out. I could be wrong, but I was actually like kind of making fun of Ready Player One.
That's yeah.
And
I
just
feel like that's what
in
was
the
happening.
like people come for the wasteland, but they stay for the video game and stuff like that. And then eventually evolved through our insanity. We incepted basically an entire movie in one night. An entire arc about a world in a post-apocalyptic wasteland in which video games are banned, but one man has the power to basically bring it back to the world. It's kind of like, Dirty Dancing?
I haven't actually watched Dirty Dancing, but I like know what it is.
Yeah, it's the town that doesn't want to dance, and Kevin Bacon teaches them how.
Okay.
That is what our
Dirty
movie is.
Dancing meets Mad Max meets Ready Player One.
I think this sounds like a hit, honestly.
I do think it sounds like a hit as well. I feel like this would actually be people would watch this. But yeah, are we gonna say what the story is?
Do you want to do a synopsis? Should we break it down? Or
basically, generic nerdy white boy.
You mean three-dimensional, very deep character?
Three-dimensional, very deep character. I mean, he could be cast as anyone in all reality. But basically, he loves playing video games in a world where video games are outlawed. They gotta save their power, their gas, for important things like making food and driving their ATVs around. And wait, what'd you say?
What else do they need the gasoline for? See, this is when it took the turning point that actually made me almost piss my pants laughing, because I remember we were just talking about this, and then fighting over the gasoline. I think that was spoofing Mad Max. We were like, we gotta fight off the gasoline.
Right.
And then you said something, you said in a Woody Harrelson voice, you literally went, "We need that gasoline to fight off the moblins."
Oh, right, yeah.
And that's what
right.
I
They needed to power their guns and flamethrowers.
They need to power their strobe lights, or the really bright lights.
We forgot to say it also meets Planet of the Apes, except instead Woody Harrelson is fighting moblins from which meets I Am Legend. So and then it's not, but once again it's not Woody Harrelson. It's actually Michael Rooker from from Walking Dead and Guardians of the Galaxy.
But he's playing Woody Harrelson.
He has a blonde wig on and everything, and so it will be a planet of moblins. And basically, yeah. So he's in charge of their colony, and he's been using the gas for their flamethrowers to fight off the moblins.
Right, because he cares about his faction. They're like his family.
Right.
He provides for them, and he hates the moblins because they provide a danger to his people.
Yeah.
And he has a daughter. A very
well, wait.
Okay.
But one day, so this guy is playing video games, and one day he's walking. I forgot how he meets the girl.
Okay.
I feel like we kind of had something for that, but basically, he's walking through the town one day, and this girl's walking by, and she drops, something, and he picks it up.
This is literally how the process went.
No, wait. He's walking through the town one day. He's got his Game Boy in his pocket.
This is how I just want to say, this is how Jake and I made the movie. What Jake just said, I've never heard before. But that's how we made the movie. We just said no, this is what happens, and we
This is what happens.
It's
now.
I feel like it's the future of iteration. There is a level of communication between us that is not we don't have time for, hey, I think we should do it this way.
No,
we literally say it over the other person,
and then we just build on it somehow.
And then we build on it.
it's pretty amazing, and I do really love how that happens when we talk about certain things.
Imagine a team full of writers who could communicate like that. They'd be
I feel like
cranking out movies.
I know. I feel like there's very few. Um, I feel like as cringy it is, I feel like the writers of Video Game High School were like that because
It does have that feel, yeah.
it has that feel to it, and I can just tell that they're just bouncing ideas off, like ridiculous ideas off of each other, and building on it like that. Like when you watch it,
Right.
But yeah, he's walking through the town one day, and
Well, can I just
he's
say
got it.
that
Yeah, go ahead.
the original, from what I remember, is that he is stealing gasoline from the town.
That's right, because he needs to power his like generator to like plug his Game Boy in.
And then I think that's when they first meet, because this girl is much like her dad, very much like her father.
He puts her in charge of. She's kind of like somewhat in command. It has to like make sure that the gasoline's all checked,
Right,
and that like it's all at the levels that it's supposed to have been used each day.
and they're probably expecting her to take over after, if and when her dad passes. Like, she's probably gonna lead this colony, so she has a heavy
I'm so
weight
glad that
on her
you
shoulders.
remembered that. I'm so glad that you remembered.
I remember this, dude. I remember all of it.
I wish I was recording like the whole thing as we were doing it. 'Cause
Yeah,
it was amazing.
But it's also like magic that could never be. Like, if we watched that, I feel like it would kill it. Like, if you actually recorded that, we'd be like, this is so fucking stupid. Well, all we have to remember it is the feeling in the moment, which was, wait, this is
Right.
gold. And
Right.
not just because we're running down the same corridor and dying in the same pit of lava every freaking time in Mario World.
Yep.
But yeah, so he's stealing gasoline.
Right. And she's like, one night he's walking through, or he's like, he's got his little siphon, and she's like walking through the tanks, like they're in like a yard of tanks, and and she's got her flash. Tank farm, and she's got her flashlight, and he's like had just finished up, and he's walking away, and she's like, and she catches him, and then what happens?
Okay. All right. Not what I expected. We could go with this. You know what? We don't have to remember. Let's go with this. Let's form the story like we did.
Okay.
So
and then
yeah, he catches her.
And she's like, "What are you doing?"
Is it like the Sonic thing where it like builds up like, and she moves the flashlight around really fast, and he's like, oh. You know what I'm saying? You know that moment in the Sonic trailer? Or have you seen the movie?
Oh, when he like says meow, or is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's like she's like moving her flashlight around. She doesn't see anything, but all of a sudden, it's like she knows. She like moves her flashlight around really quickly, and then he's just he's like deer in the headlights. He's like meow.
It's a callback to the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
You could see that's in our documentary in the future. You could see the geniuses that they were influenced by, Jake and Warren. You could see some of the pioneers of filmmaking. They look at the Sonic movie. They talk about Ready Player One. I Am Legend. But yeah.
So then she finds him, and then like he's like, "What are you doing back here?" And he's like, and then they talk for a bit, and he starts explaining himself.
Yeah, she's about to kill. She's like, she has the shotgun. And she's like, and he's like, "Whoa, no, hold on." He's like, he's like Shia LaBeouf, kind of like in Transformers.
Right.
No. Let me. Maybe
it's
she.
Starring Shia LaBeouf.
Is he too old? We gotta de-age him. De-age Shia LaBeouf.
It's de-age Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, it'd be so creepy. It's just like this young girl and like de-age Shia LaBeouf with the little dots they put on his face.
Right.
They're like okay, so he's de-age Shia LaBeouf, and he goes.
It's de-aged Shia LaBeouf, and it's Teenage Mutant Turtles de-aged Why'd I forget her name? Who was also in Transformers?
Oh, Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
So we can see that Jake and Warren, when they made this film, they really took influences from some of the masterpieces of the time. They actually have a callback to
Transformers 5.
They're not in that one.
No, yeah, that's true. Transformers.
The original Transformers trilogy, and this is the first time the cast actually reunites since the Transformers movies. So you could tell that they knew what they were doing.
The chemistry on set is astounding.
Yeah, that's the interview of us. The chemistry on
Yeah,
on
yeah.
set, it was unbelievable. It was like they never stopped filming Transformers.
I love that, and our future interviews were British. I love that so much.
We're just old and British, like
Old and British.
we just made a silly movie with Moblins.
We didn't know anyone. We didn't think anyone was going to watch it, but they did.
But they did. And then it cuts to footage of people like lining up to the movie theaters. Except the movie theaters don't exist, so people lining up to order the movie on demand to their home. Okay, but anyway.
Yes.
So it catches him. Maybe she shoots off a shot. She's like, and he's like, no, and he dodges it. And she's like, shoots a thing at the ground.
Right.
He's like, I can take all the time to explain. There's a world you don't know about. And then he turns on the Game Boy, and it does the, yeah. Can you do the sound of the Game Boy Advance startup?
Ding.
Yeah, there you go. And then she goes, what? And she's kind of like thrown off. But then that's when her dad and everyone comes out. She goes,
oh yeah, I remembered. Yeah, he like pulls it. He's like, no, wait, and he like slowly pulls something like out of his pocket. I remember this now. Visualize this. And then that's when she takes a shot. She's like, no, just let me show you. And then like he like slowly opens it, and she turns on. She's like, what is that? Because like some people don't know what video games are anymore.
right. Okay, so here, because this is the initial pull, right?
Right.
Like they're not immediately like gonna interact with each other.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
She's like baffled. She's like, what? But she's kind of like, she's got some wonder in her eyes, you know, because she doesn't know what this world is. And that's when Woody Harrelson and his goons come out.
They pull up in like a bunch of cars, and like lights are shining, and like, and then it's shots of him, and she walks up to like to her, and she's like, I heard you fire off a shot. What'd you find? And then she's like, there was this boy, and then they look back, and he's not there.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going for. He's just gone.
Okay, cool. I knew you were going that direction, but I just wanted to finish it.
Sweet, awesome. So, all right, now we got to figure out. That's good. That's a good intro of the characters, especially if you can like maybe give the guy some Aladdin. Like he's like very like when he's sneaking in, he's good at parkour stuff.
Yeah,
maybe he's maybe he's kind of based off of you. He like hums like video game music when he's like doing stuff, so you know he likes video games.
And then like everyone's like, he's always humming that weird music. Like, why isn't he humming? I guess I don't know what music they'd be listening to.
Yeah, why isn't he humming banging rocks on other rocks music?
Yeah. Or there's like some modern art. They have like a town artist or something like that. That's like the only people have instruments left or something.
Yo, that's a spin-off movie right there. So he leaves, and then I guess she's like curious maybe or something. So at some point, maybe this is her first interaction with her dad, and her dad's like, daughter, I want you. You can't be shooting off shots at random. I want you to take over once I'm done here. Once I bite the dust. Dad, but you know, maybe we could go look for him. Girl, there ain't nothing for you out there. You just stay here with your family.
You need to protect the camp.
Yeah, there you go. You gotta protect the camp. It's all about the camp. Camp. I want to go outside. No.
I want to explore outside the walls. There ain't nothing out there but moblins.
There ain't nothing out there for you, girl, not unless you want a moblin butt. Oh, Dad. Whatever. That's good. That's a good scene.
Okay, yeah.
Establishes
like
both
that.
of their priorities. Okay. So then, of course, because she's a teenager, she's like, maybe there is something out there.
Right.
Okay, we need some. How would she find this dude?
Oh shit. Okay, so he goes outside the walls to hide to play his games. And then one day she she's like, I'm going outside the walls to see what it's out like. That she'd never been out there, and she goes out there and sees, like, it starts like searching around and sees him
Oh, okay.
playing the games among all of like the trash and stuff.
Wait, okay. So are you? Is this a retcon of the first scene?
I don't.
Because it could be.
I don't remember what the first. Oh
No, I mean what we just talked about.
no. This is the second scene.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, this is like, because you were asking how they like meet again.
Right.
And then she's going. I mean, tell me this is bad, but she's going out there, and then like to explore, and she happens to find him also out there, because he likes to explore a bit, but he also likes to just be alone out there to play like his games and get away from his like parents and stuff.
Right. Okay.
Because they might like hate that like he plays video games too or something.
So
and like
all right.
she's like, "What are you doing out here?" And he's like, I almost killed you the other night or something like that.
Yeah, and there's got to be a scene. Okay,
Right.
so how confident is this dude? Because do we want like he could come out and he's playing the Game Boy when she walks up to him and he goes, "Well, you gonna shoot me again? You gonna try to shoot me again, huh?" And he just, is he like a Han Solo-y type, or is this, he's gonna be like, "Girl"?
I imagine him being like super like.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. Maybe he could be like, shit. He's like, maybe he kind of like but like maybe like a mixture of both almost, or he's like, he kind of mumbles like nothing, and they're like, "Are you gonna shoot me again?" Like almost actually asking it, like asking it, but like kind of joking.
Oh, right. You gonna shoot me again? Yeah, it could be.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it could go both. It could be either or.
Yeah. Either way, it's awkward. They're meeting up. They met again. She still has her shotgun.
Yeah, yeah. She's been carrying around the whole time.
And maybe maybe she like finds him and he has like a fuck ton of gasoline.
Oh.
And she's
okay.
like she puts the fucking shotgun in his face. And she's like,
Right.
"You've been stealing our gasoline, boy. Give me an excuse why I shouldn't fucking blow your brains all over this goddamn earth or something." And he's like, I could show you. She goes, "What? Show me what?" And he's like, I saw a look in your eye.
I saw you pause when I
Yeah.
pulled out my Game Boy last night. What the fuck is a Game Boy?
What the hell is the goddamn Game Boy? Wait, you don't
Come on, here.
Yeah,
let me show
come
you.
on, yeah.
And she's like hesitant.
Yeah.
He's like, it doesn't. It's fine. It doesn't look.
He starts
He
walking
like flips it open and closed. And then basically they might like talk for a bit, and then he said, "Here, see," and then I don't know if this is gonna happen at this scene, but I have to say it because I've been waiting too
the
long to
pivotal
do it.
scene.
The pivotal scene.
Go
But
for
at
it,
one
yeah.
point, he leans in and he goes, "I'm gonna show you how to play Super World 2." Or Super Mario World. Fuck, I fucked it up. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen, and then they're gonna play like Super Mario World, and then she's gonna start getting into playing games, and she goes out there to play games with him because
Right.
she can't, she can't go up. She can't be seen playing games around her father. He'd like lock her up forever or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, there
yeah.
has to be a scene where we have to establish, remember, because like they fucking hate video games, so she has to
Right.
have something video game related, and she has to come back to the
Yeah,
place.
yeah, like a Game Boy cartridge or
A
something.
Game Boy cartridge or like like one of those old manuals or something for a game. She's like looking through it, and he goes, "What the heck? What the hell is this?" And rips it
fuck
out of her
is this?
hand. Yeah. Girl,
It is nothing.
you
What
been-
have I told you? I depend on you to replace me once I'm gone.
can't be
You
playing.
can't be
No.
fooling around playing video games.
And then there's a
wasting our gasoline.
yeah. There has to, I was about to say it throws into a fire, but now you're right. He doesn't want to waste the gasoline, so there has to be like he's like, this is what happens to people who don't pay attention, be playing games. And she goes, Dad, no. And there's like a group of moblins at the fence or something, and they're like, and he throws the manual to the moblins, and they like rip it up. She goes, Dad, no.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
So then, okay, cool. We've established Dad fucking
Yeah.
hates video games.
Right, yeah. Okay, perfect.
But she's gonna go see that guy anyway.
Right, yeah.
now,
she's
she's
hooked on the video games.
That was an intimate moment for the video games, but that was also an intimate moment for them.
Right.
In their newly kindled relationship.
Right, yeah.
I guess I guess a montage. Is it?
Yeah, a montage of a montage of them, playing video games over time. Like they might like find like a new console together or something.
Yeah,
or, like,
yes.
a GameCube or something.
Yeah, it's a montage, and they go. Oh my gosh, they go into an abandoned mall, and there's like a round one or something, and it's a montage.
These things, they were called Game Stops. Right before the apocalypse happened, they were about to go out of business.
Oh my god!
But they never had the chance to.
Oh my god!
The apocalypse happened.
Here, people from all over the world would trade video games. Whoa, no way! It's just shelves. She slowly walks in. Her mouth is wide open. Just all these different games.
Yeah.
How many games are there? Hundreds? Oh. No. Thousands. And then they find this is where people would play games together, and then it's like a montage, and they pull out the wires from the wall, and he like does the thing where he like starts he connects the wires together, and it's like and it zaps, and then yep, the arcade lights up. Wow.
It's like the scene from Tron Legacy when all the arcade machines turn on. Okay, I like that a lot.
And then this is their like courtship. This is their main
right.
Where you see them getting down with the video games and getting down.
Mm-hmm.
And then we need something now that Dad's gonna find out. Dad's gonna get suspicious of something because she had the manual or something like that. So I remember one day the Dad's gonna go out and like follow her or something.
Right.
But like keep a low profile. Oh, montage. And then they could be in the arcade and the montage could end, and then it could be one of those things where it like pans to a different store or something. And Woody Harrelson's just there.
Or maybe like a scout's there or something.
Yes, someone else is there.
Yeah. And is he watching them like he's been following them?
Yeah, something like that. We gotta workshop that.
He's like, where? Woody Harrelson's like, where's she been going all day? You. I want you to keep an eye on her today. And then and then they go to, in that they spot him, and then he sees that they've spotted him, and then it's like a scene where it like pauses for a second, and then he just starts running, and then they like chase after him or something.
Okay.
Or if this is near the end, then that's how he finds out that she's been playing video games the whole time. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Could just be like maybe there's like a random dude there or something. Just like a random.
Yeah, he's like, do you like video games too?
Yeah. And then later in the movie, Woody Harrelson commands someone to he's like, go and find my daughter. I want to find out where she's running off to. And then after this montage and everything, and you see this like random dude in the mall, one of Woody Harrelson's henchmen comes up and goes, "Look what I found!" And they open the trunk of the car, and it's that dude, and they pull him out, and they kick the shit out of him, and he's like, "Where's my daughter?" And he's like, "I ain't telling you nothing." And they go, "Sir, we found this on him," and it's like some sort of like gaming paraphernalia or something. It's a Monster Energy drink or something. I don't know. He goes. He just clutches it in his hands.
I remember these.
And then that's when they throw. Okay, and then we gotta. All right. So now Woody Harrelson knows.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I don't know if you remember this scene because we made this afterwards, but there. Okay, maybe the boy goes back to the arcade one day,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there's a brand new machine, and it's a it's a racing game. Do you remember this?
Wait. No, I don't.
Okay, so he comes back to the arcade, and there's a
Uh-huh.
there's a race like a race car sim
Okay.
just in the middle, and he's like, "Hello, hello," and then he sees the machine, and his thought is like, "Oh, she like got a new game, like I'm hyped for this."
Okay.
So he hops in, he gets in the car machine, and he starts driving. And the car arcade machine has a back seat. And Woody Harrelson pops his head up from the backseat, puts a gun to his head. Hello, boy.
I've been looking all over.
Yeah,
for
and
you.
he tries to put his hands up, and he goes, "Nah, boy, keep driving.
Yeah, keep driving.
I want to see how good you are at this game."
You know, you may think that I don't know much about games, that I just hate them for no reason, just for the gasoline. Oh, I know more than you think, and that's like a little like a foreshadowing about his esports experience.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I love this. He's
Yeah.
like, "It's more than you think," and he goes,
Yeah.
"Stay away from my daughter." Puts the gun up to his ear.
Mm-hmm.
Fires the gun. So there's like a ring, and then the bullet goes into the screen, so it like sparks go everywhere. And then once all the sparks settles and stuff, he turns around, and Woody Harrelson's just gone.
Oh my god, I love that.
Oh
Also,
man.
as a little touch on the arcade cabinet, it's like a note that looks like it's like, you know, it's like I found us a new machine, and then it's like her name with like little hearts next to it or something.
Ooh.
And that's how he knows he knows it's like he go to make it go up to it more, or like it brings him in more easily than him like not wanting to play it or something.
Nice. All right. Now, are the dude and the girl, are they gonna have a falling out after this point?
I feel is that I that's what I was thinking almost. I'm like, is it gonna be one of those where she's like, she's like, come on, let's go to the arcade. He's like, I can't hang out with you anymore. And she's like, why? And she's like, I just can't. And it's like one of those like, it could be like where he actually says, or it's one of those really annoying things where like Woody Harrelson's like, don't tell her that I said that you can't hang out with her in like some form. And so he's like, we can't hang out anymore, and like I gotta go. And she's like super like upset because she doesn't know why like he doesn't want to hang out anymore.
Yeah.
And then like she comes back like to the house or something. She's like crying or something. He's like, is everything okay, sweetie, or something like that. And he's like, no, and like runs off to her room or something. And then he like deviously smiles or something like that. I don't know. That would be pretty dark, but it could be what happens.
Yeah, it could work, man. I don't want to hang out. We can't hang out anymore. What do you mean we can't hang out? I said we can't. Okay? Go back to your little anti-Moblin hut. And
Go back to your racist Moblin hut.
Why don't you just go farm gasoline or something? You know, for lights.
Like you used to. For lights or whatever.
And then she's like, well, at least I have my life together, and I have a plan to survive. Not messing around, play with these stupid smashes the Mario World cartridge.
breaks the Mario World.
Or maybe it's like on accident. She's like, this is fucking stupid.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
I like
breaks
that,
it,
yeah.
and she's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And he just like silently just like shakes his head.
He like picks up the cartridge and looks at it and just runs away.
Yeah.
And then she runs away. Yeah. That I like that a lot.
He's like, and then she's all sad, and then Woody Harrelson maybe like puts a hand on her shoulder, and she turns away from him. He goes away, and then, all right, man, we're okay. It's good.
Okay, yeah, this is coming. This is coming together.
This is coming together.
Yeah.
The final act. We need.
Yes.
Man, how are we gonna? Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Since that's in there now, the final act. Yeah, we need another part of how they like get back together.
Okay. Well. All right. Maybe. Some way. Maybe he tried. We need some way for him to be kidnapped again into the compound. We need a way.
That's right.
Like he goes back and tries to farm more gasoline, or maybe Woody Harrelson just says like fuck it and like breaks the deal that they have and just kidnaps him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like we need a way for the boy to get back into the Moblin camp for the next scene.
Right.
Because I remember we established what happens at that point.
Right. No, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
This is tricky. Like he could be like going to siphon gas one night and they like catch him, like they've been waiting for him maybe this time or something.
Right. Or
So,
maybe
like
yeah. Or maybe maybe he could somehow like change his mind about everything and he would come back for her.
Yeah,
right?
like maybe like he like is playing like a game like he goes to try to take his minds off things and he plays a game and then he's just thinking about her the whole time.
Could be something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and he has like flashbacks of like them playing like that game, like different games together or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Oh man, we shouldn't have broken the Super Mario World cartridge. That was a mistake. Maybe we'll retcon that.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll find another copy.
Maybe
or something.
he's looking through all of their games. Yeah, maybe she breaks some other thing, or maybe yeah, somehow that they get mad at each other and run away, or like upset with each other and run away from each other, and maybe he's like, yeah, he goes to take his mind off things and play one of the games, and he's like, he has all the new games on top, but then he's like searching like under his old games, and then he finds the Super Mario World cartridge, and then he like puts it in the Game Boy and like starts crying or something.
Maybe
as he's playing.
Ooh. Maybe he goes back to GameStop or something, and he's like looking at the all the stuff on the shelf, and maybe she like left something there for him when they were like when they were together.
Oh yeah, it's one of those.
So I don't know what that would be.
Super Mario.
Oh, maybe it was a present or something. It was like a.
Wait, what if? Oh, okay, wait. What if? Yeah, it's a present, and it's one of like he like at one point goes. Like he's like, oh, like it's this game. It's one of the rarest games out there. I've been searching for years.
Yes,
and I just
love
can't
this.
find it in any GameStop or any of the store or leftover
stores. Oh my gosh,
stores.
this is amazing.
And she finds it for him and leaves it at the GameStop for him, and has like a little like note and lettering on it and everything.
Yes, I love this. And that's what he realizes. He goes, "Oh my god!"
Like. Yeah, like I love her, and
Yeah.
then they go back. Yeah, and then
he comes back, and then he tries to like, I just want to talk to her. He's like, oh, you want to talk to her? Sure, boy. And then he comes in, and they just bag over the head. He's like, what? And Woody Harrelson like does that thing where he like hits him with the butt of a gun, and the screen goes black.
Yeah.
And then
oh, you want to talk to her? Look to your left, and then just gets butted with a gun.
Bam, yeah. And then as he's passing out, he sees her, and she's like, whatever his name is. What should his name be?
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
No, it's not Jeremy. It could be Jeremy.
Well, whatever his name is, she kind
Yeah.
of says it like what, like as he's passing out.
Right.
And then the next scene come the ritual, the boy is tied up outside the fence.
Yep, and it's night. It's the sun's setting.
Yeah,
And the Moblin presence is higher at night, especially on the left wall where they're at.
Yeah, and Woody Harrelson, because we never established that, he should straight up just say that. She go, man, boy, they get pretty hungry at night.
I feel like it'll be established like at some point earlier in the movie, because maybe like they have to run from the Moblins at one point. Oh wait, okay, because remember that he uses the Game Boy to like get them on his side.
Right. Spoilers.
So, yeah, spoilers. At one point, maybe early in the movie, when they're like going back from the mall, and it's like it's getting late, and then they come in conflict with the Moblin horde, and like they're about to get like taken over by this Moblin horde as they're like driving on like a motorcycle or something. I don't know, it can be whatever type of vehicle they're using at the camp most often. And like he like is like his Game Boy, he has like spare, he probably has multiple Game Boys, and like his Game Boy like was on, and it like he's like they're like grabbing him like off of the motorcycle or her off the motorcycle, and then he's like they're like trying to punch them off, and then like as they're doing that, his Game Boy falls out, and the lid, it's an SP, and the lid flips open, and they all like, all right, and they all like focus on the Game Boy and kind of like huddle around it as they like drive away, and they're like, what the fuck was that about? And he's like, I don't know. And then they like go back to the camp, like, and that happens maybe like the first time they go to the mall or something, and then that way he knows at the end of the movie to try to use the Game Boy, because he had it in his pocket still. They didn't take it from him, to like show it to them and get them on their side, on the side.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, before that, he's tied outside the walls.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much he's tied up, and then Woody Harrelson's like, oh, it's about to be nighttime, boy. And they're like, they have like wooden spoons and pots, and they're like ding 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 ding, like smell, like making a lot of noise. Come and get him, Moblins. She's like, Dad, stop, no, Jeremy, whatever your name is, no. And then like the giant horde of Moblin starts coming.
Right, just over the horizon, just.
And then
like,
they go,
it grows in intensity. Ooh, we got a horde tonight, boy.
And then they have to leave for some reason.
Yes.
The Woody Harrelson and his goons.
He's like, well, I hope you have fun.
Well, girl, I hope you had fun running around with boys. You see what happens.
Gets eaten up.
Should he? Should the guy? Does he break free at one point?
Yeah. I just thought of another reason that he could go is like he's like, sir, we need help over at the west. We need command over at the west wall. He's like, well, it's a shame I have to go. I hope.
Oh yeah, there we go.
And like only like 2 goons are like left there to watch him or something, and they're like outside the wall with him or something, and he like. Yeah, he gets loose somehow. Maybe he can get loose with like
And Woody Harrelson's gonna pull his daughter away, right?
Yeah, the daughter's gonna go with him. And then because they're gonna come back to see his remains after.
Oh God.
After he would have been killed, but
right.
And then, but he gets free somehow. Maybe he uses his Game Boy to like flip open like the ropes or something.
Oh yeah. We need some sort of like game-related thing that he just has on him.
Yeah.
The sharp edge of an N64 controller or something, something like that.
Yeah.
He flips it open. That'd be fucking hilarious.
And it like somehow gets him free, and like the goons come down to like they're like, hey, what are you doing? And they start running down, and then the moblins come up, and he's like, think, and then he picks up like like a piece of metal or something that he's like thinks he's gonna fight the moblins off. He's like, wait a second. And he notices Game Boy like that. Of course, he dropped it on the ground again, and it's open and on.
Right.
And like he like picks it up, and like the moblins are like running. I'm like,
they're about to kill
like, yeah, and then he shines it at them, and like it's the Super Mario World like beginning screen like that. And then they all stop and they're like. And then they like all like look on the moblins. Wait, you guys just like to have fun too. The moblins don't want to kill people. They're just misunderstood or so.
Right? Yeah. You guys don't want to kill anyone. You just want to play video games.
Video games.
Okay, and then we need before this resolves itself. We need one more ingredient.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Then he like has one of them like take it, right? And like they start like he starts like pointing out how to play the game or something. I remember that was like a thing that we like somewhat talked about. And maybe like, oh, the goons finally catch up and come down there. And then they're like, what the fuck's going on? And he's like, and then like they see that they'd have to be really dumb to do this, but it would be really funny. Is they see that the the Game Boy is like powered into the generator or something, or that it's like hooked up in some fashion.
Yeah.
And like they're like, what the fuck are you doing? And they pull it on the Moblin's hand, like wasting gasoline, and the Moblins are like, and then the Moblins start attacking the goons, but they don't attack the boy. And then he's like, whoa. And oh yeah, wait, shit. We also forgot that he's supposed to find at one point.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah, he's supposed to find. Maybe he doesn't find this at that moment. Maybe it's like a little bit before this.
Yeah, maybe it was when he's walking around. Maybe when he finds the gift or something. And then
maybe it's that, and then like as he's coming back, like in the wasteland, he like is looking through stuff, or maybe he finds it literally like. Maybe instead of like picking up like the metal object, like instead of the Game Boy, he like once he gets out of the ropes, he like falls on the ground and almost gets knocked out. But he's all dazed, and he looks up and he sees like a picture of Woody Harrelson's character, or Woody Harrelson, like at a like esports championship with like a trophy or something.
Woody Harrelson defeat him to the Moblins, throws him in like a trash pit or something.
Yeah,
it's like the trash pit.
Usually throws trash in. He's like, "This is my Moblins love coming here at night."
Yeah,
that's where he threw the video game book at earlier.
Okay, yes, that's good.
Okay,
that's where the Moblins stored the video. This is perfect. This is actually perfect.
Okay, and he like sees it. He's like, "What the fuck? That's like, it's like Sam's dad, or of course her name's Sam. That's Woody Harrelson, like, and he sees like a trophy next to it, like National Esports League of Legends champion.
Right. This is after he befriends all the Moblins, right?
It could be before or after, like as the Moblins are running up, he sees that. Maybe, and then he's still dazed, and then like it pans over, and he's in focus, and it like zooms out, and then because he's thinking about video games right now, he's looking at maybe even like Woody Harrelson's holding like some like a Game Boy or something in the photo, and it pans over, and it's the Game Boy out of focus, and he's in focus, and then it switches to the Game Boy being focused, and then he runs and picks it up. and shines it at the moblins as they're coming up.
Yeah, it could be that.
Or it could be he sees it afterwards, like while the moblins are tearing apart the goons.
Okay, this is good though. This is a good like thing to loop around back to.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he finds a picture after and he befriends the moblins in the picture. Well, either way, Woody Harrelson's like checking the East Gate or whatever with his daughter.
Yeah.
He's trying to be like, now I'm a bit harsh on your daughter, but I only do it because I love you, blah blah blah. And then he's just like, hey. And then he's like, what in the Sam hell? And he's like, boss, we got moblins. Moblins have breached the gate. What the hell do you mean? And they're
like slowly walking like behind the boy. Like, the boy, the moblins are with the boy. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then he like pushes him out of the way and like pushes people out of the way because like everyone's in disbelief and they're just staring.
Everyone's got the guns trained, like ready to fire.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, they have it trained to like fire at the moblins, and then he pushes past all of them, and it's just like, and then it's all the moblins like behind the boy.
And he's shaving as a callback to Rise of the Planet Apes.
Yes,
he's shaving his head.
He's shaving his head. He had hair the whole movie, but he decided to shave his head right now.
Let's go. And he just goes, what in the Sam hell? And who is it? Other than the boy.
Yeah.
With an army of moblins.
Moblins.
There's nothing. Yeah, go for it.
There's nothing to fear about the moblins. You have been fighting from years, using countless gallons of gasoline for flamethrowers, making them our enemies. But they're not born like this. They're just misunderstood. The moblins. I showed them my video game.
Yeah. And in the middle of the speech, Woody Harrelson's just like, this is bullshit. Fire! Shoot him! Like yelling at his goons to shoot him, and they're just like, no,
wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's like, this video game nonsense ends here. Oh, you think video games are nonsense?
Yeah. You of all people should know.
No.
That they're not.
Fun a video game can be, and the joy it can bring you, just like the moblins here. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I think you do. Just like you said back in the arcade. See, Woody Harrelson has been hiding something for a long time. Woody Harrelson, back before all this, used to love video games more than any of us here.
Everyone gasps.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, what's your proof?
There's mumbling.
I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I think you do. And then he pulls out like the photograph of, he's like, this is him winning first place at the National League of Legends Championship. Year before this all went down. I don't know.
Yeah, everyone's mumbling.
This is bullshit. Kill him now.
And he does that thing where he goes fire, and all of his goons are like, I don't know, boss. The moblins, they seem pretty friendly. I don't think this is the right thing. He goes, you fucking coward, and he grabs an assault rifle from one of his goons, and he's ready to fire, but he like either he trips or falls, or like someone like pushes him or something before he can shoot, and the moblins just fucking eat him.
he falls and like accidentally shoots like one of the moblins, and then like but only what he shoots only one, and then they're like, and then all of the moblins they like run and they start eating him.
This is the part of the movie that we never really fleshed out.
Yeah, we never fleshed out.
It's just fully. The fact that the final coming together of the boy and the girl, their final like kiss is superimposed with like her dad being massacred, eaten alive.
In the background. It's okay. He's gone now.
I'm still here. My legs. Oh god. like one of those old school cannibal movies where they're just pulling his limbs off.
Yeah, it could be that, or
Video
like,
games for all.
and then the moblins eat everyone.
Oh no. Oh, maybe.
And then also
and then,
the
yeah,
dark ending is other dark ending that we had was that like the moblins, you know, they live there now too, and they spend all of their like gas on video games, and they run out of gas,
Oh yeah.
and then they all become cannibals.
Dude. Oh my gosh.
And because they, you know, they don't have food anymore and can't like, because they've been spending all the time playing the video game.
I just love the premise that the Mambas just eat them anyway. Like he's like the Mambas just keep approaching, and then he goes like, "Oh, maybe it wasn't video games. Maybe it was just bright light that they're attracted to." Just eat them up.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about the fact that the screen's just bright and that the you idiot!
No, but we can't end it like that.
No, we can't.
So
That's an alternative ending.
should the dad get redemption?
He could be like, I don't know, boss. The moblins seem pretty friendly. He's like, oh yeah, and maybe like yeah, he like run like they, you know, he like drops his gun and like they shit, maybe like he starts running towards like them, or shit, like maybe it's like maybe it ends maybe where like instead of him pulling the gun, he's like, go ahead, fire, and no one's firing. He's like, what is with you people?
Maybe.
And everyone's just silent. He's like, come on. And
Yeah,
then,
it could be like that.
It's like his daughter maybe walks up to him and he like lowers like Woody Harrelson's gun. He's like, Dad, it's over. They're not going to attack us. And then like Woody Harrelson just like starts crying or something.
And then Woody Harrelson grabs the rifle and tries to shoot a moblin.
Yeah.
But his daughter jumps in the way.
Oh
and
fuck.
gets shot. And he goes, and she's like,
shit.
no, my daughter.
No.
And he bends down. You know, he's like on one knee trying to like pick her up.
Right,
and then she holds her hand out, and like she's like here, and then her dad like grabs her hand, and she lets go. And he looks in his hand and opens his palm, and it's the Game Boy Advance, and he turns it on, and the opening starts up, and just like her, he's like entranced with it immediately.
Yeah. It's a flashback to when he first played the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Like in Ratatouille when he eats the food and he has a childhood memory.
Yeah. It's a flashback to them playing games together.
Oh, fuck.
Back
when
in the
she was
day.
super little? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like,
and that makes
playing
sense
games.
why she likes games.
Yeah. And it could be like,
kinda, yeah.
it could be a flashback to her mom and his wife.
Okay,
We could hint at stuff
too.
like ever since your mother died, like throughout the movie, you know.
Oh yeah, and he would always play video games with her. Maybe she died. Yeah, she died during the apocalypse.
Yeah,
when
and
it was
then
all down initially.
Yeah.
And that's why he loved video games, but like since he associates it with her, he hates video games now.
Yes, and like when she's like, we gotta go out there, and he's like, you don't understand the moblins, and then she says some stuff like, you know, mom would have wanted to go out there, or something like that.
Right, yeah. No, that makes sense. I like that a lot.
Yeah, but that's it. That's the climax, man.
Yeah.
And then the resolution. Does she live?
Yeah, that's the question, right?
And then, I guess, you know, I feel like she could, and then we could end.
She could.
We end with this like, you know, no one knows what's gonna happen, but then it ends with like the boy's narration, like,
right.
Welcome to Moblin Land.
Yeah.
People come here to survive, but people stay because of the video games.
Yeah, and like the moblins and the people are somehow playing games
Right.
together.
Oh, yeah, it's a montage and
And
it's like during the day we fight for survival and it's like moblins and humans like moving stuff around, like carrying
yeah,
stuff and like
yeah,
filling up the
working
gasoline.
together.
And then it's like, but when the night comes, then it's then the real fun begins or something and then they all play
Oh
like
yeah,
they have like
then
a
they're all
giant
playing
they have a
games.
giant projector and they like play games on it.
Yes,
And there's
yes,
like
yes.
a, and then it shows the boy and then if we want the boy to be redeemed with the dad, it could be the boy and the dad. And then the camera pans or no, and then enters in her with like bandage and stuff and she's alive.
Yeah, because we don't know if she's alive until that point. Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's oh man, these parts of this movie are super cliche, but it works so perfectly for this movie.
I think we perfectly executed Hero's Journey.
Yeah, no, I think we did.
I think we did it, man. It's from the perspective of the girl.
Right,
Like
right.
she is the hero in the hero's journey. She gets the call to action,
That's oh
and then
yeah,
she
okay.
has a refusal. She goes out there, she's
Right.
changed. She comes back to her world, but it's changed now. And
Yes.
there's the final resolution
Okay. Yeah.
because she,
No, that's
yeah,
perfect.
dude, it's legit.
Yeah.
Wow,
Okay.
we,
I was I feel like we might have went over an hour, but that was totally worth it.
oh yeah, I think so too. I think this is an amazing
Yeah.
first episode, and
Yeah.
I think the end of the Moblin movie is a good place
Yeah,
to end that.
I feel like it is. Yeah. That was I'm really glad that we flushed all that out.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. Thanks for being on.
No
We should
problem.
do one of these days. We'll have you back on, and we could do maybe something a little more proper where we really get down to like
Right.
finding what's up, or the Moblin movie sequel.
Yeah. No, yeah. For sure.
But
Yeah, and maybe even a certain sitcom that we also have in mind, maybe. Or
oh yeah, I was talking with Ben about that.
yeah.
Tell you about this, Jake. I already asked Ben this. How would you
Okay.
feel? Because I'm writing episodes right now.
Okay.
How would you feel if I could get an episode finished before December, and then when we all meet up for graduation, we do a table read of an episode where we all play ourselves?
Oh, dude, I'm totally down to do that.
It just take
I'm
a
down.
yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of the table read a lot.
Yeah, it's really
Okay.
hard to write a pilot, and I might end up skipping the pilot and coming back to it.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah,
biggest thing.
yeah, let me ever know if you like want help with any of that.
Dude, we could literally crank out episodes with like our new iterative format.
Yeah.
What is the name of this style of iteration that we've invented here?
I don't know.
Like, cause we talk about agile and rapid development, but this is like the next level of that.
like
This isn't agile. This is something that's
bouncing off iteration.
yeah. Like we need something faster than agile.
Right.
We need something agiler.
Moment to moment iteration. Uh,
Yeah, something like that. We need a good name. We need a trademark
Like a-
name.
yeah.
Willowy, nimble, spry, supple. We'll workshop that.
Yeah.
It could
Did
always
you look up synonyms?
It could It could always be the Giles Velicer iteration pattern or something. If we want to
Yeah.
go like the Devon route and have it be very
Right.
scholarly.
Mm.
That's a whole nother story for another day.
Yeah.
Well, Jake, I appreciate you being on here, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. This was really fun.
Yeah, let's do it again. Let's try to get at least, let's say at the very least like every 6 months or something.
Yeah.
Have you on.
That sounds like a good idea.
Get a talk going.
Yeah. Where are these gonna be ended up being posted?
I'm glad you asked that.
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay.
I talked about this with Ben too, and I don't like. I'm down to put this anywhere, and I think a lot of the influence on what this becomes is gonna be dependent on the group
Okay.
because that is primarily who I'm making this for.
Right.
It's not really for like
Yeah.
I don't know how
I feel
I don't know
ya.
how accessible us talking about the Moblin movie is. I think it's really fun. I don't know how a general audience would feel about this.
Yeah. No, I feel ya.
So like if people want it, I'm thinking YouTube. If people want it on other things, SoundCloud
Yeah.
or whatever.
I feel like YouTube's the easiest one. If you want to upload it like on a podcast service, like that, like so, like download it on like the podcast app, you could. But like since it is more like a group thing. Like uh, you could, yeah, like YouTube works perfectly fine.
Right. And I just don't even like even stuff like the branding. I don't I'm not really heavily invested in making it one way or the other. I might
Right.
just like change it as we go because I don't really have ideas for it right now.
I gotcha.
I kind of just like want to do a minimalist thing, almost like Adult Swim. It's just
Right.
like really plain, just text and stuff. But I don't know.
No, yeah. I mean, whatever works. Like you can change it at any point, technically.
Yeah, I'll figure it out as I go, I guess. Also, I'm planning to have this up on Saturday morning, so
Sweet.
this is gonna be. I don't know. Well, I don't know how long I'll take to edit. Probably not that long.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. So anything you want to plug? Anywhere? Where can we find you?
Yeah. My YouTube channel is Veli, and you can type it in by typing searching Veli Productions, and then if you type my name, Jig Velicer, into Google, then you can find my portfolio and anything in my and that has my Twitter and everything else that you would want to find.
And there are links in the description for that, and we have links to Hot Wings, the trailer for Hot Wings.
Oh, awesome!
Either if you guys have a new one or if it's just the old one, we'll figure something out.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, and Jake, I have one more thing for you.
Sure.
So every podcast needs an intro,
Okay.
and I like to think that you're the music meister. In particular, with one song that we have yet to find the identity of. So
Oh,
we have been thinking for years. We've been trying to find this song, and for the intro, Jake, if you would please, if you could do that song so I could clip it and have it as the beginning of every podcast, I would appreciate it.
Oh shit. Okay, let me get my mouth or drink something here so my mouth isn't super dry.
Take all the time you need, brother. How long has it been? It's been almost like 2 years now, I feel like, since we were like, what is that?
Right.
And put in the comments if some random person comes up and is like, oh, that's an AT&T commercial.
Right.
It's like, let us know, please. Cause
Yeah. Yeah. All right. My mouth is so dry. I hope this sounds okay.
Boom.